Even realize that it's actually a fear that's driving us, and we'll tend to almost think that it's logical. And it kind of reminds me of kind of the illusion of fear. And if I could share an example, one of the things that I've worked with is with the gremlin. It's called the gremlin factor, the gremlin theory. And the gremlin is the thing that says to you, you are definitely going to be doomed here. It's kind of almost like the drum roll. You're about to fall to you're about to fall to your death, or whatever that sounds like. But what's really interesting, and I'll share that example because in the gremlin book, there's an image of exactly how that shows up. You are about to fall to your death, or what other doom and gloom there is to it. But when you flip the page of the book, it shows the gremlin on this little wire that is like about 3 feet from the ground. And that is typical of fear. It feels worse because we're reacting to it. We're reacting to something versus when we actually reassess the situation and face it, we can be proactive with a good conclusion type of thing.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I'm working with somebody now, and we're finally getting to the place where we're following that discipline. We're following these rules, especially on our options trades, where we've made quite a bit of money in a very short period of time. We've outperformed the market. We're outperforming the underlying position for this for the stock. And okay, great. Now it's time to think about taking some profits. You might not abandon the position completely, but you're definitely going to scale back, take the profits, maybe keep the principal in the trade. And I'll tell you, more often than not, that is going to work for you, but you have to have that discipline, which comes from the planning. And like you said earlier, and I didn't mention this, but the paper trading, I love that. So old school, right? That's how I learned as well. You don't jump in with your money first. You set up your platform, you kind of figure out how to use it, and then you start paper trading to try out some of these ideas. And there's a ton of great info out there online that beginners especially can use. But your Schwabs of the world and Interactive Brokers, especially if you're a trader, have some wonderful tools and options to help you learn how to do that. I think that's wonderful, because once you do that and you begin to take the emotion out of it, that's really when you begin to be successful. Or let's say, again, using the upside example, if I've got a position, I'm in it at 10 and it's trading at 17, don't know if it's going to go much higher, but we go ahead, pull the trigger, get out. I'm not going to kick myself if it goes to 23, because like you said, I can always open up another trade or buy an option contract,
Yes, exactly. So consider it as it's a very the emotion in those particular situations is very engaging and inspiring. It's not protecting. Whenever we make those emotions or those decisions from that protecting, like the gremlin, like, you're about to fall off the cliff, that's not really accurate. This is a step of the process, and for it, there is a method, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, you have your upside goals, you've got your downside goals, because what's interesting with losses, especially for beginners, is they think they have to hold it until it turns around. If there is a change in the product, the service, analyst recommendations, you know what? If it's time to let it go and you just take the loss, you take the loss. But I'll hear a lot of times, well, I'm going to hold it just in case it turns around. But while you're holding that, other opportunities are passing you by to make up those losses and turn that money into a profitable position. So we don't want to beat ourselves up per se. We do want to, pull that trigger. Again, upside, of course, downside as well, which can be somewhat problematic. Again, I'm going to say for beginners. Once you start doing this, it gets a little easier. But yes,
right.
That's great.
That reminds me of the saying that was helpful for me. It was like, your first loss is your best loss.
Absolutely.
Likely to save you some mileage if you take your first loss.
Absolutely. And yeah, I've had my share of those, believe me, more than just one. But each time that happens, you learn from it, or hopefully you learn from it and can execute, like you said. And before execution, we have the plan, which helps. That's basically your discipline, right?
Yes.
So that is absolutely wonderful. Well, thank you, Luann. It's been wonderful. And you guys, if you have any questions, please reach out to us through touchstonefinancialeducation.com. And Luann, do you have a website you want to put a shout out there for?
Yeah, I have a website, my website is masteringyoursavvy.com. But actually, the best way to reach me is really through LinkedIn, because I also offer a one-on-one mindset alignment session where we just talk about something that you want that's going on, and then we can figure out another approach to what's happening for you.
Absolutely. And excellent. Thank you. You guys, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. I'm also on LinkedIn as well. So you can reach out through me or to her directly, and I'll forward on the message, of course. But thanks for watching, and until next time.